Hi, I'm Rashonda. I'm the creator of this YouTube channel as well as the artbyro.com website where you can find over 250 art and drawing tutorials. In today's lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute, fun, super easy little jack-o'-lantern faces. I did mine on a marble paper, which I showed you how to do a week or so ago, so you can check that out if you're interested. But you can do them on any kind of a paper. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love working on artist trading cards, so that's what I'll be doing today. So let's go ahead and go on over to the art studio and get started on that. In today's video, I'm going to be drawing a jack-o'-lantern on this patterned background that I made. This was made from tissue paper. I actually have a video that I made a few weeks ago on that. But you could use just white background if you want. You could use orange, yellow, whatever you want to do. Don't be afraid to play around with some different ideas and try new things. Try some different colors, different patterns. And then what I do, I cut these out of a big sheet of cardstock. This is an artist trading card. And then what I do is I use this little die cutter punch to round off the corners because I just like how that looks. So you can think about some different things you can do with your art to make it more you, more of the look you want. So by rounding the corners, it makes it look a little softer. If you have the pointed corners, it gives it just a little bit different look and feel. It's just things you want to think about with your artwork when you're making it. So I'm going to do a jack-o'-lantern on here. And you could do this just with a pen if you want, or a marker. But I'm going to go ahead and draw it out in pencil. And so what I want to do is I want to fill the whole thing up and have it just running off the edges. And I'm going to do this real simple. Just some triangles. And of course you could get as crazy as you want with the face. Think about if you were drawing out a jack-o'-lantern to carve out on a pumpkin, what are the different things you can do? And then the cool thing about drawing it is that you're a little bit less limited in what you can do, because I don't know about you, but anytime I tried to get a super fancy detailed jack-o'-lantern carving, it ended up being probably more frustrating than anything, because it's difficult to get the detail and get the knife to go where you want. So this could be, I think, more fun than actually carving a jack-o'-lantern, because it's a little less stressful, a little less frustrating, I guess you could say. So I just went ahead and drew out the mouth, and as you could see, I drew out the overall shape first, and then I added the little cuts in for the teeth, and you can change them a little bit if you want. You think about these little details that you do in your artwork, and they don't seem like much, but they all add up to something that's unique to you, a little bit different. You could take this exact same drawing and just change the way you do the eyes a little bit, and it's going to look a little bit different anyway. But as you keep making these changes, it changes the overall feel of it. And the other thing I want to point out is that, so I'm drawing the eyes. I want them to basically be symmetrical, but they don't have to be perfect. If you're carving it on a pumpkin, it's definitely not going to be perfect. But try not to stress out too much about perfectionism and not making mistakes, especially if you're new and you're just starting out. A lot of my audience are older women who seem to be in retirement stages of their life. And I know that many of them, the ones who have shared with me their story. They are starting art later in life and finally given themselves permission to make some artwork because they always felt like they just were never very good at it, but they always wanted to pursue some creative outlets, and finally got to the point where something in them made them decide to go ahead and do it. But regardless of age, if you're new to drawing, you consider yourself a beginner. I consider myself a hobby artist, which means I make artwork just for fun. I'm not trying to be a professional artist. I don't know that I've ever really had any desire to be a professional artist. I guess maybe at some point I probably did a little bit. If I'm honest, if I did, it was probably to justify the time I was spending creating my art. I've had people in my life discourage me from making art, telling me it's a waste of time and I should be doing something more important. And I don't know, maybe that's why a lot of women wait until later in life to do it. Maybe they had people telling them it was a waste of time and they should be doing something more important and more serious. But anyway, the point to all that is, if you're new, you're beginning, or if you're just trying something different, maybe you've done more painting and less drawing and you're trying to improve your drawing skills. And in order to improve your art and drawing skills, of course you have to practice, and you're not going to practice if you're not having fun and enjoying it. So all that to say, don't stress out too much about things being perfect. If you're not trying to sell your artwork, who are you making it perfect for anyway? And most things really aren't going to be perfect. So embrace your little mistakes. It gives the art a little bit of character. And just let yourself have fun. Like I said, I consider myself a hobby artist. I draw and create art because I find peace in it. It relaxes me. I like the decision making and the creative outlet. And then I make these videos in hopes to inspire some other people to have fun creating art. And also because since I no longer teach in the art room, in a classroom, I kind of miss that. I've always enjoyed learning and I enjoy teaching, so making these videos allows me to connect with some people and hopefully encourage someone to maybe get out and make some artwork and give them the courage and the motivation to do it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add in some lines, and you can do this with a pencil first if you want. You seen I went back in with this eraser and erased. If it feels intimidating to work directly with the markers or the pens, then go ahead and just make some lines. So I'm curving my lines a little bit, making them wavy, I guess I should say. And the only thing I'm really worried about is the spacing. I want them to be fairly consistent how they're spaced. I don't care that this one is off to the side because we're kind of zoomed in on our jack-o'-lantern. So you're not seeing the whole thing. And these are representing those little ribs in the pumpkin itself. So I'm going to take my black pen again. Now when we talk about these decisions that we make, as I do this, I don't care for how close this is right here. I don't like that little gap. So I'm actually just going to fill that in because I didn't like how that looked. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to ruin the drawing. It just bothers me. Something about it bothers me, so I'm going to fix it. Now I could have moved that line over a little bit had I not darkened it with the pen. So these are the things when I say there's different decisions to make. And then I'm going to kind of make this line a little bit stylized, I guess you could say. I'm adding a double line to some of it just to give it a little bit of character. This isn't realism. We're not trying to make an illustration of a jack-o'-lantern or a pumpkin. I'm not anyway. That's something you think you want to try. You could make this a little more realistic if that's what you're going for, but I am not. I'm just having fun. I think jack-o'-lantern faces are a lot of fun to make. And then I can go back in and fill some of these gaps in or leave them. Either way is perfectly fine. And again, I can clean up the pencil lines a little bit if I want to. They're not super noticeable, but it really, I think it just kind of depends on what things bother you. Everybody's different. That's the fun thing about making art, is we want it to be unique and different and our own. So the last thing I'm going to do, actually I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to use this white Jelly Roll pen, which goes really nicely over top of marker. And I'm just going to add a few little white highlights to add a little bit of contrast to the drawing. And you can add this, you can leave it out. The way you do your highlights will change how your drawing looks. And then the very last thing I want to do is add a border, a colored border around the outside edge. So I'm going to grab a marker and we'll do that real quick. What I got is a red marker, and I'm going to use the bigger end of it, and I'm just going to add a border around this outside edge. And you don't have to do this. Just showing you some different options. So my goal, like I said, I want to inspire and encourage people to make some artwork, especially if you feel like you're not good and you feel a little intimidated by it. You don't need permission from anybody, but if you do, this is it. Make your artwork, have fun. I'm just showing you some different ideas of some things you can do to change it up, make it a little different. So by adding that border, it changes the way it looks. You can leave the border off and it'll have a little bit different look. You can change the way you do the faces, the lines. And actually, I think what I want to do is I'm going to add some white next to this too. It's a little bit hard to see on the lighter areas, and that's okay. I'm just going to add a little bit of white. I just like how that looks. And you could do the white different. You could do a double white line. You could do a single white line. However you want to do your artwork. Think about the different ways you can change it. And for sure change it if I added that border. If you don't care for how the border looks, then don't add the border on yours. If you don't like the wavy lines, make your lines different. You could shade these and make it a little bit more depth, make it more realistic. Think about different ways you can change it up and make it your own. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you feel inspired to do some of your own artwork. And I will see you next time. Happy creating! That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you feel inspired to create some of your own artwork. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you want to get notified of future videos. But before you leave, check out that description box. There's a freebie in there for you, and also the Facebook group link if you're interested in finding a nice community. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!